Hello, myself Sunil R Nair, and here we are discussing about the next generation is supposed to going to happen or not going to happen. In this, basically now the next topic is the caste. Basically, caste means, for example, Gujarati. That is basically language. In that, basically Patel is there, Shah is there, Malayalam basically is language. In that, Nair is there, Iyer is there, and many basically castes are there, right? And in Punjabi is there, and in foreign basically many languages are there. Like this, basically many castes are basically. Assume that in this world basically there are around more than 7,000 castes. Just taking as an example, in real basically it might be 700 also. But I'm talking about the entire basically when the Earth planet basically was started that time. From that time basically the Maya calendar, Maya basically Maya basically one world was there. Like from that basically, I'm talking about that. So 7,000 basically like caste basically exist. One person told that basically why you created the casteism there. Then he told that basically in universe basically when the Earth planet is moving, that time basically we tracked lots of things basically. That this side basically when our planet is moving, then the energy are totally different. It's basically hot area, and in hot area basically certain level of energy only basically will work. When it's moving that side basically it's little bit hot. Like this the temperature basically are getting increased decreasing. Until now basically we when we discuss that, we are discussing as in today basically it's 12th November 2023. We found that basically there are more than 9,000 types of environment basically we tracked 9,000 more than 9,000 environment means when earth planet is moving this side basically that time basically it was very hot and the temperature was this. When it was moving right side that time basically the temperature was hot, but that it was not too much hot because the temperature was basically little bit lesser than the previous. Like this basically we tracked that there are more than 8,000 more than 9,000 environment in the universe basically where the earth planet is moving. When the earth planet is moving, this basically we tested it, and then basically we created we tracked that basically there are this type of environment basically which basically might possible that in future basically this will exist. Because when the earth planet is moving this side basically it's very hot, and due to that hot basically the entire basically what to say that the entire basically the generation basically got ended. For example, Maya calendar basically Maya basically one what to say one generation was there that basically ended. Few people says that basically the Maya generation basically ended due to hot season, because when the earth planet was moving in that side basically that time basically the earth planet basically we don't have the data according to that basically so that the earth planet basically can be covered up. Just see basically the dangerous thing basically which we are discussing actually. Like this basically we had done lots of experiment. Like this basically the caste got ended. Many caste also basically got ended. Many caste actually got created according to the temperature of that 8,000. Like this basically we tested lots of things, and we basically tracked that basically there are more than 8,000 environment basically exist in this world basically. Sorry, in this universe basically where the earth planet is moving. So basically, like this basically, so that basically the energy of according to the environment basically we want. For that basically we thought that how basically we can do this. we need some name also, that this is the that environment, this basically person basically is the basically created for that environment, this person basically is created for the that environment, this person is created for the that environment, this person is created for the that environment, this person is created for the this environment. So like this basically we need one name also basically for that basically, right? Then he told that basically, yeah, you are correct, you are basically correct. The foreign exchange basically, but I don't know foreign exchange. Accent basically, actually. So like this basically he told that there are more than 8,000 environment. We basically succeed for that basically also. And the currently the Earth planet is having all the 8,000 environment data with Earth planet, and that is basically in the satellite. Like this basically they told that basically we have created many planet, many castes and many languages. Like this basically we have created the more lots of data, and basically we have kept in the environment, kept in the universe also, and as required basically we are using the data as he required basically we are using the data with the help of the satellites basically for specific for specific area basically. When the earth planet is moving through that area, when that time basically we tracks that after that area basically the earth planet, the environment will be this. So according to that basically we design the satellite, sorry, the we map the satellites, and we take the energy of the which basically already exists. Like this basically we are done, we have basically lots of energy also in the environment, sorry, in the universe environment, and we have created and we have done the stock also in universe. Like this basically we have created more than 7,000 caste in our planet. Like this as we require the caste basically, as the environment data basically comes, we basically get that this is the new generation, sorry, this is the new environment. For that basically we require new caste. For that basically what we will do now, for that basically specific groups are basically created, who says that basically we want 5 crore people for this particular caste. So how basically you are going to take that also very fast basically. For that basically they said that it's very difficult to create the human so fast. So that for that basically they told that basically we can create one human cloning system basically. Why basically human cloning system? Lots of people say that human cloning system is not good, this that. Then one person told that basically to save our planet basically we have to do anything. So for that basically he started the human cloning system. He told that like this basically we are starting the human cloning system. So then basically he told that we you want the new environment basically which is tracked by the one of the satellites, which is when the earth planet is going to move that side basically, that time basically the new environment is going to come. For that basically we want the 5 crore people. So can we collect that 5 crore data basically? The requirement of 5 crore basically which was given by the universe group, that we want 5 crore people, so that basically we can collect the energy, and then basically when the earth planet is going to move that side, then basically we can secure earth planet and we can move ahead. Earth planet basically can move forward. Earth planet basically can move forward. Like this they told that basically human cloning systems are there basically. For that basically we require lots of bodies also basically. Then they told that basically from where basically we can generate the bodies here, that's very difficult task. Then that's basically very difficult. From where basically we can generate bodies? Then one person told that basically that Russian and Ukraine basically lots of soldier has died. For that basically we can use that. That's basically against the law basically of the universe basically. But he told that basically to save Earth planet, we have to do anything basically. So like this, lots of things are there. Like this basically they says that basically we have created this caste. We have created in Gujarati basically there are many castes, like Shah caste is there, Patel caste is there, then Parmar caste is there. Like this, basically, there are many castes basically created. In Malayalam, basically, there are many castes like Nair is there, Iyer is there, then Nambiar is there. Like this, basically, there are many castes. So for they basically are created for specific environment purpose. For that, basically, they have created certain level of languages also basically, so that basically their body basically can create that environment energy, so that the energy basically can be used in that earth planet environment when the earth planet is going to move to that side. So for that basically we have created many castes also basically. This was basically told by one of the European expert basically, who says that basically we have created the world, we have basically connected with the universe, we basically know this, we know that, we know this. Like this basically he told. Like this basically that person basically who basically know this, he told that basically yes, basically we are correct. We basically have created this system because we have created lots of country also. In this country basically India is also one of the country. In this, when basically we was here basically that time only basically we created many caste. That time basically human cloning was there or not there, that basically need to verify. But currently the human cloning system is there. So like this basically things are there. Like this many caste basically who got created, many caste basically got ended. Now the one of the person basically told why basically the caste ended. Yeah? Because Earth planet is going to move that side, right? Earth planet is going to move that side, and it was that time basically that particular environment basically settled by that particular caste. But it might possible that that same environment basically might exist after some time also, after some time when the Earth planet might move to some other place. That time basically this caste energy basically might be used. Then he told that yeah, basically it can be used, but there are certain error basically if comes in that caste basically, then basically it's very difficult to control the environment. So like this basically he says that basically many caste has also ended. Like this, that is basically different topic that basically we are going to discuss why basically the caste was ended. Why basically the caste was ended. That also basically we are going to discuss. But here basically we are telling that why the basically caste is created. Like this in caste, each and every caste basically they says that basically in Uttar Pradesh basically Diwali is created. Like this, when the Diwali comes, they eat this, they eat that, they eat this, they eat that, they eat this, they eat that. Like this, their languages are there basically, their foods are there. Like this, they create one environment. They have the one environment energy basically, which basically is getting used in the universe basically when the Earth planet is moving that side. When the environment is coming, that time basically the things are basically coming. For that, basically, few people thought that we have created lots of festivals also basically, so that the your time has came to create the energy. Like these things also basically comes. So that are basically there are basically many things basically. Uh, that means system basically which is created. It's not so easy to create because many generation basically takes time to create one system, sorry, to create one environment energy basically. Many basically generation basically get sent to create just the environment so that basically the earth planet can move safely. So like that he told that basically so like this basically one more project basically got generated here. One more project basically got generated here. But this one person told that basically you are telling Sunil always, you are telling that this system generated, that system generated, this system generated, this new business development project basically generated. But where you are going to store that all data basically? Because each and every data basically get processed and it basically converts into some other environment energy. Then basically he told that basically you are correct. For that basically the IT industry basically have to think something basically. For that basically many server companies are basically there, like Dell is there, HP is there. They basically will think that basically because they know basically the problem basically. that new system basically as it is coming, the datas are also this type of system basically never basically you can track also basically that when the 8,000 basically um, environment basically got connected with the earth planet, for that basically 7,000 caste basically got created. 7,000 caste basically got created, and the caste basically was designed also basically. One person told that caste actually is designed by the set of groups basically. For example, Nair caste is there, that is also designed by one set of groups basically. They are going to be used for the certain level of energy basically, which is basically going to set into the environment at the certain level of time. Like this Sharma and Sharma caste is also there. Like this, basically many castes are basically there. Like this Varma caste is there. Like this Patel caste is there. Like Shah caste is there. Like Parmar caste is there. Like this many caste basically has created. Like this Ambani caste is there. Like this Tata Group caste is there. Like this Mittal caste is there. Like this Singh caste is there. Like this basically there are many castes basically which is created, which are basically getting used whenever it is required. So he told that basically for that basically you might be your earth planet basically might have created lots of satellite also, so that basically it can be easy to track basically whether the after that certain area basically when our planet is going to reach to that area basically, that time basically which type of environment you required. Then basically you told yes, basically you are correct. You are basically 100% correct. So Earth planet is going to move that side. For that basically you created many castes. Like this basically many castes are doing many things basically. Their basically systems are there. Their system basically are created. They basically say that this type of system basically we have created. Reason is basically we want to generate this whole energy basically from our body, so that basically this energy basically can be tracked by the satellite groups and can be placed in the universe, so that the basically when the earth planet is going to move to that side basically, that time basically this all energy basically of the cast basically energy can be used, which is basically diagnosed, which is basically tracked a long time before that this type of energy is required. Due to this type of energy basically is required, due to that energy basically we have created this caste, we have created this caste. So for that, basically, we had designed the caste. That this caste, that caste, in entire world, basically, there are assume that there are more than 7 to 8,000 castes. Like this, we have designed it. Like this, basically, we have designed the caste basically. So you can just imagine basically the caste basically which is designed by the set of groups. For this, basically, the creation of the caste basically, set of groups are also basically there. Who says that we have basically designed the caste, and like this, the caste is also basically designed, and caste basically is designed, and lots of tasks basically is supposed to happen from that particular task basically, from that particular caste basically. So from that particular caste basically this whole task has to be happen. We have to create this whole environment from that particular caste, and that caste basically is going to be used. That particular caste is going to use whenever is required basically. Whenever it required means the satellite group basically gives the information that this all task basically sorry this all caste basically uh, this all caste basically this all caste basically going to be used when the earth planet is going to move this side. So basically it's very difficult basically. He told that basically can we refresh the entire world basically, because it has become so complicated that the system basically which is created from the set of European people, set of Italian people, set of kings people, set of government basically set of government says that we have created this system, we have created that system. For that basically we have created this blood, we have created that blood. Each and every bloods basically we have created, and the, according to the blood, the basically the energies are basically going to generate, and the energies are basically tracked by the certain level of nuclear power companies. And that certain level of nuclear power companies connected with the set of power companies, and the set of power companies are directly connected with the satellites. And that satellite says that basically, yeah, basically this cast data which basically you have created, that is basically matching to the required data. So according to that basically you can proceed with this cast. You can proceed with this cast means this cast can basically can go and can start their work basically. For that basically the money is required. For that basically the World Bank basically say that basically this much money basically is required to create this whole environment. For that basically we required 5 crore people. For that 5 crore people basically you required 5 crore multiply by their their expenses also. They basically their so types of expense basically they basically said this this basically thing basically that comes into the entire culture basically system, how the country basically casteism basically cricket. There was basically one company basically in Pune. Basically I was working in that company. There basically it was basically this type of project only basically they were basically creating. But in this basically they might have got something new idea also basically. So like this basically they say that basically there are more than 5 crore people basically which is required. And in the in the earth planet basically this all are the human needs basically which is created. And according to the human needs basically which is created, few human needs basically we need to create for the particular caste. For that basically we require the budget. So for that basically just do one thing, allocate the certain level of budget from the World Bank so that we can start the casteism process. So for that basically they say that basically we have created that human needs, we have created that human needs, we have created this human needs, we have created that human needs, we have created this human needs, we have created that human needs. So this whole human needs basically we have created for this particular caste, for this particular caste. So for that basically we have done lots of expense basically in that that for this particular caste basically World Bank is telling that we have done this much expense, this much expense, that expense, that expense, this expense. So like this basically they says that basically to create this environment basically we have the World Bank basically the chartered accountant group basically, because normal people basically can't understand this thing basically. So therefore that basically chartered accountant people only basically required for this project basically. Like this basically they says that basically for this particular caste basically we have spent this much money, we have spent this much money, and in future basically we require this much money every time basically, because they have to do the recycling of the each and every casteism data basically, right? The human needs basically which is going to be get update, which keeps on getting processed. For that basically we require the certain level of chemical data also. For that basically it might possible that certain level of software company basically need to create the certain level of software, because nowadays the each and every human needs basically are created on the base of the softwares. By nature basically many less basically human needs are basically getting created. So for that basically we need to do the tie-up with the certain level of software companies also. And that software company basically says that this all data basically will help the nuclear power company. The nuclear power company says that basically we can design certain level of softwares also for this particular special task, special cast basically. So that basically the whenever the data basically enters into the data this system basically, which basically is created for a certain level of specific caste, so that the human needs which basically is required for that particular caste, it can be reprocessed and the energy can be processed, and then the human needs basically can be created for that particular specific caste basically, which basically is created for the special purpose. That is basically the whenever the earth planet is going to move that side, in that side basically we are going to use this particular caste, and this caste energy is going to be used by these all satellites. So each and every caste basically are mapped with a set of satellites. That also basically we can say. So things basically is very difficult basically. He told that I think we need the some very dangerous level of software help basically, so that basically we can keep the each and every data basically which is required, so that basically it can be mapped also, and basically it can be put in the digital way, in the digital way, that if we are having this cost, this much cost, that much cost, this much expense of the cost, this much energy is basically generating of this particular cost, what are the energy which is going to be effect to other costs. So like this basically we have to create one entire digital system basically. So then basically the one of the Dell company, one of the HP company, basically they told that basically for that basically we require some specific types of server basically. We don't have this type of server basically, which basically says that this type of entire world system basically can be put into one system basically. For that basically we required some special level of server. For that basically we need the infrastructure also basically. So that basically so he told that basically if we can use this. Existing infrastructure and which is not going to affect to other creation also, that is basically the human needs basically which is getting used for the creation purpose, that are basically vegetables, apples basically, if they are not getting effect, then basically we can use that existing infrastructure also. So like this basically the server company also basically came into the picture, and they also basically started to collecting this requirement, and they told that basically yeah basically we need this system because the world is basically reached up to the very dangerous level. Then one person told that I think dangerous level is very less basically, it should be very dangerous. He told that basically it should be very dangerous. So like this basically the earth planet is moving, and earth planet group basically says that the earth planet never gets stops. Earth planet never gets stops basically. Earth planet never gets stops. So basically the caste basically got created, and the caste basically you can just see basically up to the level the things are basically created. So the each and every universe, sorry, the each and every nuclear power company basically are playing very very dangerous role, because they are going to finish the caste, and they are actually going to generate the caste and keep generating the caste, keep generating the caste, and going to end the task, end the caste. So their process basically is the main thing basically here. And in India basically there are more than 7 to 8 nuclear power plants basically. That also very big level basically. They are doing the process of each and every caste, each and every caste. So like this basically each and every caste are basically created. Lots of people say that why actually casteism got created here. And one of the basically Pune company basically they were basically into this project basically. They are basically going deeply like this basically. They are doing projects since more than 70 years, more than 70 80 years. So they might have got some new tips in this of for this project, for their 70 80 to 80 year old project basically. They might be telling that why basically we have not got this idea 70 80 years before basically, then our system might be totally different. Our system basically might be totally different of the culturism, casteism. Why they basically the company basically few software companies say that we know each and everything basically which you are talking about, but we don't have the system basically. And for that basically to create the system basically we need some infrastructure also basically, like server basically is required, because process basically which happens in the computer, that is the most dangerous things basically. One person basically of the universe group basically he told that the system basically which is doing the process and the level of the data basically which is getting processed, that is the most dangerous thing basically. He literally told it. For that basically the each and every server company told that basically we are doing each and everything basically. So you just tell us basically which type of server you want, which type of server basically you want for this particular cast, which is basically the count is 5 crore people which is going to generate from the set of groups basically, that are basically there. how basically they get the data, that basically the human clone data, that is basically different thing basically, because they required this all environment basically when the earth planet is going to move. That's all, this is the requirement basically. For that basically they literally told that they required 5 crore people, 5 crore people basically. In English basically it's called 5 crore people, and in Hindi basically it's called 5 crore people, sorry, 5 crore people in Hindi. So like this, basically the things basically has become literally very dangerous. Not dangerous, but very, very, very dangerous. Then basically they told that basically 5 crore people basically we required, and for that basically we require the entire setup basically. If we can exist this 5 crore in the existing nuclear power plant basically, which basically exists in the Earth planet, then it's okay basically. If it does not exist basically, it can't adjust, then basically we require few nuclear power, few nuclear companies also basically. But every time basically they says that for the every caste basically we can't create the nuclear power company basically and the power company. We have to adjust somewhere basically in the existing nuclear power plant only. So for that basically do then they done some addition. If the adjustment is not happening, then basically they told that basically we need to create the new nuclear power plant, because this caste 5 crore basically has to create as soon as possible, because the earth planet is not going to stop. Earth planet is keeps going to move at this side basically. Whenever the earth planet is going to move that side basically, then basically that this type of data basically is must, otherwise the earth planet might possible that certain level of parts of earth planet might get disappear immediately, will disappear immediately. That type of basically energy is going to, that type of energy basically is going to generate in that side basically. So just see basically the system basically, the software system basically which is created basically, which is already created basically, which the system basically is already created. So lots of people says that what this or everything is basically, when we basically see this all this thing, then basically the normal system basically in the IT industry like banking, CRM, ERB, this basically seems to very small project basically. The banking project, the ERB project, the CRM projects, these all are basically the data basically of the particular caste basically. But if the caste basically has created in the system basically, system means in the earth planet, then basically everywhere this data is going to spread. That is 100% sure. So for that basically the nuclear power company says that we basically have to check this each and everything basically, whether it's going to affect to another caste or not basically. Each and everything basically we have to divide. We have to see each and everything. So like this, basically they told that basically we basically required 5 crore people for this new caste basically, which has to create, and for that basically their caste rules and regulation also basically need to create. For that basically we need to settle, we need to basically set few level of rules and regulations, so that basically they can exactly able to generate the level of energy basically which is required when the earth planet is going to move that side. So this is also basically one of the part of attraction. In next part basically, for this basically investment is required. For this basically lots of investment is required. World Bank will say that we have introduced this product. So just see basically the product name basically, which is connecting to the level basically, which is connecting to the level, because product basically is going to design new human needs also basically, the new types of human needs, and the human needs basically are going to be created by the nuclear power plants basically. As per the requirement, the 5 crore people generated, the 5 crore people basically converted into one caste. That caste is going to place to many countries basically. It might be possible that one country will take first the caste, then basically they spreads the caste. Like this basically the passport system basically comes into the picture, visa system comes into the picture, that this all caste basically are basically created for this particular earth planet, going to move to that side. That for that purpose they have created. So which country basically can, which country basically can give the visa and which country basically can't give the visa. This type all thing basically comes into the picture. This all things basically comes into the picture. So the here the basically topic has reached that 5 crore people basically be required for this particular task, and for this particular task, and for this particular task, and this cast basically is created specifically for this. Basically, the Bollywood groups come into the picture. We got basically new topic, so that like this basically director comes into the picture. Producer basically says that basically yeah basically we got new project. Basically, World Bank is going to give us money. Like this basically they also comes into the picture, and they say that basically we have to track the each and every story basically that this basically cast basically which has generated for that is basically 5 crore. They are going to generate which story for that. Basically the city is created or not, the area is basically created or not for this particular 5 crore people's cast basically which has created in this particular country. So for that basically we have created the place or not. If not created, then basically where basically we are going to create this particular city, or basically where we are going to create this particular country. Sometimes basically country also gets creates. If that particular caste basically which is going to create, that is going to be used many times basically, then basically they literally create the country. For example, India country is created, South African country is already created. Like this basically there are many country basically which is created. Like this Sri Lanka country is created, New Zealand country is created, Australia is created, West Indies is created, Pakistan is created. Like this Kenya is created, USA is created, UK is created, Italy is created. Each and every African countries are created. Like this basically sometimes basically they create the country because the data level which is going to be used the of that particular caste data basically which is going to use, that basically is going to use many times basically. So they have kept into certain level basically up to that level. If the country is created, then basically it's very difficult to finish also. So for that basically they created country also for certain level of data, so that basically it can be in secure way basically. If country is created, then basically it's very difficult to finish the country. Caste basically they can create, but the country basically it's very difficult to finish. So for that basically sometime basically if the data is very crucial basically, then they create the country, and after that basically the creation of country, they uses that data as required when the earth planet is going to move to that area, and the environment basically which is captured by the satellite group. That satellite group says that basically this is called caste data basically, this type of group caste data basically is required. This country, that country, this country, this caste, this whole data basically is required. So like this basically the matrix also comes into the picture, that this matrix is data is required, this that matrix data is required. Like this basically the new software system basically comes into the picture. So like this also basically this is also basically one of the part of the attraction, which basically says that this generation is supposed to go next, or this generation is not supposed to go next. That topic basically we are discussing.